Welcome to What's Happening with the NewMan. What's happening with the NewMan? Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome. This is a new podcast that I'm starting here. I've always thought about doing the podcast on my own and just rambling shit, but I've never actually done it. Never thought I could just ramble on by myself, but we're going to see how we go. All right, I am the NewMan, and I am here formerly of talkingshit.com and now of the Goat Herders podcast, which you can get on Podbean and also on iTunes. So I am Mark. I am a stay-at-home dad. I've got 2 children, so you'll hear some banging around, a few baby screams during the podcast, but, you know, life rolls on. Shit happens. What else do I like to do things myself, so I'm always making my own foods, from growing my own wheat to making my own bread, and growing my own vegetables. So we'll chat about that often, about veggies and what's happening in the garden, and also, you know, what's happening in the kitchen. We'll do a few different segments each week. We'll just see how we go and put some stuff together and see if anyone actually listens. So what's happening this week? At the moment, I've just made some cordial. I'm not sure if any of you make your own cordial at all. If you do, you can always get in touch with us at locoproductions@outlook.com. That's locoproductions@outlook.com. Send us some recipes. Send us whatever you got, because I like to try things out, and I'll rate and review them on the podcast, and we'll see how we go. So today I made mandarin cordial. I've made a couple of different types of cordial. So I've had orange, nectarine, the standard lemon. What else did we have? We did pineapple last week. I've been trying to get off. I used to drink soft drink heavily. Not that it was a real problem, but I guess the sugar can't be good for you. As I'm not obese or anything like that. I'm hardly struggling to put on weight, but I just want to cut down on the sugar. So I thought if I make my own cordial, we could cut the sugar and use SodaStream instead of buying soft drink at the shops. So to make cordial is pretty actually easy. If you haven't made it before, all you do is get a big pot. Let's say orange cordial, you get about 10 oranges, 10 to 8 oranges is what I use. About 3/4 of them, I skin them all, cut them up a bit, throw them in the big pot, and cut up the other quarter with the skin on even, and just throw them in the pot. Use everything, pips, skin, everything like that. Throw them in a big ass pot. Then use a hand mixer. Mix the shit out of them, and mix them right up, and you see all the juice and everything come out of them. You want it as fine as possible, because later on when you finish cooking, it's gonna make life easier to put it into a bottle or something like that. So mix the shit out of that, and then you use 35 grams of citric acid. Now, citric acid helps expand the citric flavour, as far as I know. So I didn't have any last time I put in the pineapple cordial, and it was very light on. Where the other cordials you only need a tiny bit for a big amount of flavour. With this one, you need a lot more for a small amount of flavour. So I'm guessing the citric acid has something to do with that, because I just tasted the mandarin one, and it's much more sweeter than the pineapple one was. So definitely use the citric acid. And the other one we use is 35 grams of tartaric acid. Now, tartaric acid helps keep the sugar from recrystallizing, and also the other 2 acids, so you don't get any crystals or any grainy texture in the end of your cordial bottle when it all floats down the bottom. And then I use 1 kilo of caster sugar. So you just chuck all that in a big pot, hand mix the shit out of it, and get it as fine and as juicy as you can. Then I mix in 1 litre of water just to make it go a bit further. And you'll find that it's very, very... Some of them are very sweet, so just taste them. You can put 1 litre. Sometimes I put 2 litres of water in. With the mandarins, I put 2 litres of water in. The pineapples, I only put 1 litre in because it wasn't that flavoursome even without the water in them. So I put a lot less in there, obviously. Cook it all up. I don't let it boil. I leave it on the stove for quite a while on low heat, and just get it very hot enough to melt all the sugars and the acids together. And then once all that's done, all you do is I get pour it through a strainer into a mixing bowl, and then from the mixing bowl into my glass jars or into my cordial container. Anyway, that's how you make cordial. So that's one thing I do. And if you want any recipes or anything like that, like I said, just shoot me an email at locoproductions@outlook.com. Eventually, if this goes well, I'll probably get another email, although I've got enough. So that's the other thing. How many emails do you need on the internet? It's crazy. I always got a spare crappy one that you can, some things you can't get to unless you have an email. So and all they want to do is send you junk mail. It's a pain in the ass. And then you got to filter through the hundreds of emails when you actually need something. So I just always set up a fake email just to send the random shit. That's Matilda you can hear in the background. She is my 1-year-old daughter. This is my second child. I have a boy. He is 4. He does YouTube videos. So check them out. That's Lokes, L-O-A-K-S Unboxing. Check that out on YouTube. I'll post some links and stuff. He does, he's only 4. He loves YouTube. But just loves watching people unbox toys and talk about it. It's quite strange. But anyway, he loves it. So when he gets his iPad time, he can watch them all his life. He loves it. So we started making them, probably 6 months ago now. And he's been amazing. He knows what to say. Because he's watched so many, he's really good at it. He's getting better and better with each video. It's really amazing. So we live in Alice Springs, which is in the middle of Australia. If you've never been to Australia before, we live in the desert, pretty much in the smack bang centre of Australia. Not a lot around here, about 26,000 people. Small town, anywhere you want to go is about 400 or 500 kilometres away, which is a long drive. We love it out here though, peaceful. We've got 5 acres, so I've pretty much got my own mini farm. I've got horses, goats, pigs, chickens, a turkey. What else we got? Bloody everything. Yeah, babies. So what did I do last week? I breed my own chickens. I've got quite a few roosters. Got about almost 10 roosters now. They're a pain in the ass. But last week was actually quite funny. I got a big foghorn rooster. Leghorn rooster, sorry. His name's Foghorn because he's called Leghorn, obviously. And I've got a big boy turkey. His name's Chirpy. And they're good mates, usually. They've been together for quite a while since they've been young. And then all of a sudden, for the last 3 days, they hate each other. So they've done nothing but fight, which is quite hilarious if you've never seen a turkey and a chicken fight. It's right up there with watching a little piglet run, I reckon. But the rooster will get up, and the roosters will jump at you and swipe and try and hit you with their back claw. But the turkey, now he's learned that he can jump higher than the rooster. So when the rooster jumps at him, he just jumps over the top. It's quite funny. He tries to sit on him. The turkey tries to sit on his head and smother him so you can see him put his wings down and try and cover his head. It's quite hilarious. Because when they were younger, the rooster used to beat the turkey, but now the rooster's got no chance at all. And the turkey just mauls him. He was trying to break his neck. The turkey grabs onto his neck and twists his head, trying to snap his neck when he can get him. The foghorn had bloody blood all over his head for days. He still does now, I think. And he had one of the white fluffy feathers stuck to it. It was quite funny. For about 2-3 days, he had this white fluff feather sticking on his head. I could have taken it off, but he deserved it for being a douche. And what else is happening in the world of the new man? So today the boy's been sick, so we just went down to the doctor's. It's quite boring, pretty expensive for the doctor. So it was about $37 or something to take a kid to the doctor. We should have just taken him to the hospital, and it would have been free just for him to tell me that there's nothing wrong with him. I just wanted to make sure he didn't have a chest infection or anything like that getting serious, because he's been sick for quite a few days now. But he's getting over it. They're tough, these young kids. They also get sick a lot because of school and passing viruses around. Touch wood, though, the little baby has not got sick yet. Anyway, that's a little taste of what's happening with the new man. I'll just try and trying to post shit. This is going to be a lot easier than the goat herders trying to pack up with 2 people from Melbourne that never seem to have time, but that's okay. Some of us have to work, some of us don't. But yeah, so this is a taste of what's happening with the new man. If you like it, like I said, send me an email at locoproductions@outlook.com. I shall work on doing a few more little episodes. Just gives me something to do and something to speak my mind on. We're speaking a lot about, like I said, animals, veggies, cooking, children, all the basic stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Adios. Thank you for listening to What's Happening with the New Man. Don't forget you can drop us an email now at locoproductions@outlook.com. That's loco, L-O-C-O, productions, P-R-O-D-U-C-T-I-O-N-S @outlook.com. Thanks for listening.